It's Kim and welcome to the channel today. I am so anxious. Summer is on its way soon, but I have a problem. I have some hydrangea in my yard and I am not sure if I should trim it now in the early springtime. Would I be sacrificing the flowers for this year? I don't know. But these are some photos from last summer of my plants. It includes both the mop head type and the lace cap type. And some of those are macrophylla, and it blooms on new wood. Some of it is arborescens, blooms on old wood and new wood sometimes. So I'm not sure what I have, but I don't want to lose any of my blooms this year. Now I did have a problem in mid-August. There was a fungus problem or a cercospora leaf spot. I looked that up on the internet and I saw something like that where it stays too wet for too long during a humid period, so it may have that. But I've made the decision. It's April and they are just beginning to show their buds, and I am just going to go ahead and just chop them all down. I feel that these are the Arborescens variety, which blooms on new wood, so I should be safe if I trim them all down and just let new wood sprout up. Now I'm not going to trim them all the way to the ground, but I'm trimming them back pretty severely. There is a little scrub tree bush, I don't know if it's hydrangea or something, honeysuckle there in the middle. But that's what I'm looking for this year. I want to have my lace cap and my mop heads. Mine were always white. That's another reason that I think it's the Arborescens. Now I do have a lot of the lesser celandine here underneath this area where the hydrangea bloom. I do need to pull those out. It's a weed that just spreads in damp areas. We have a runoff from the neighbors that comes over onto our property, and we've got a lot of that in the yard. Now lawn treatments this year will take a lot of that out. But you can see, I don't know how well focused that is, but you can see the new sprouts coming way here at the ends of this strands that are still up, these stems. So I am assuming that is my old wood that is now sending out new sprouts. So this could be an arborescens variety that sprouts on the old wood and the new wood, but without actually knowing what variety I have, I'm just going to take a guess. And if I lose all blooms this year, then that may help me to identify what type I have. But you can see it's a real tangled mess. I have not done anything to these. I never trimmed them for the past 2 falls that we've lived here. I didn't trim them in either spring or fall in 2018 or 2019. So I'm just going to work. There's 3 bushes down through here, and I've not really pulled away the leaves right around the base because I don't want to expose them just in case there should be some kind of a deep frost. But I'm just going to pull up these old wood stems that you can see bloomed on each of the strands that came out of it. So I don't know if that's a signal of what it is or not. So this was kind of a chilly April morning just a few days ago that I decided to take this on. And here we go. I am going down and trying just to trim just above a growing sprout so that the branches will start branching there. But I'm just going to kind of speed it up and show you exactly how I attempted to clean out these bushes. Some of them you can see where the stem has died and it's like dried up and dead and I can just pull it away. And the others are sprouting and getting their new growth even all the way down through to the end of the tips. So basically, I guess we could call this a cleanup year, and I may be losing all my blooms for this year, but I am willing to take that chance. Now if I scrape the stems, you can see if that'll show you that stem is alive. But if it's brown, you can be sure that it's dead. Or if you try to break the stem and it's dried up, then you can see that it's definitely dead. But we're going to clean these up, and I am also going to trim this little scrub bush that's here in between these three bushes. I'll get rid of that too. I'll just cut it down as near to the ground as I can. But those little scrub bushes will just grow right back up, no, I'm quite sure. Now I will get a rake, bring it in here, and rake all these dead branches, and I'll dispose of those. And I'm not going to pull those leaves away from the base. I'm kind of hoping that when it is a little bit warmer, maybe toward the end of the month, I'll come out here with a little hand rake and pull all those leaves and everything right away from the base, and maybe there will be a plant tag there near the base, and it will correctly identify, or at least give me a more sure idea of what I'm dealing with. This one could be the Macrophylla, the big leaf, or the Arborescens, which is called the smooth leaf. But I'm going by the evidence that I can look up. The bloom color is white and just fades to kind of a greenish color. It also does bloom early. It starts blooming in June, I think is the earliest I've seen it, but it'll bloom on through September, later on to the fall. Now, there are, I've compared some of the older pictures. The petiole length, the little stem that holds the leaf to the main branch, supposedly on the arborescens, if the petioles are larger than 1 inch, then that means it's arborescens, because the leaves are held out from the stem. And then on the Macrophylla, they're held closer in, less than 1 inch. So that's why I'm deciding to go with arborescens for my identification. And the arborescenses supposedly have leaves that are heart-shaped, somewhat thin, and a little bit floppy. And that did seem to be the case here, because I've got a lot of stems that just kind of lay over onto the ground. So they do seem a little bit floppy to me. The size of the bloom isn't huge. It's probably about the size of say a large grapefruit, maybe some a little bit larger. And then the lace caps are usually just about the same size as that large grapefruit, with just those few flowers that ring the outside. But those are my reasons, and I do realize that trimming all this at this time of year, I could lose all my blooms for this year if it doesn't bloom on new wood, or I'm sorry, if it blooms only on old wood, because basically I'm cutting away most of the old wood. There may be a few stalks remaining that could send up new shoots, but then if it's new shoots, that won't be old wood, as I understand it. So, but I'm willing to sacrifice and see what I can do, because obviously this set of bushes really needed a good trim anyway. Now we're getting close to that little scrub bush that here is in the middle. Not sure what that is, honeysuckle, whatever, but we're going to get rid of that completely all the way down to the ground. If I can leave some of those longer canes to support the new growth, that may help so it won't, flop and fall over really badly. But I'm getting rid of the bush honeysuckle. Don't like it. It's invasive. In Master Gardeners, we had to go into the parks and areas and cut that out because it just invades and chokes out everything. Not real sure what it was, but I'm rid of it. Wish I could so easily get rid of the celandine too. Now I think that looks pretty good. It's definitely a lot more cleaned out than what it was previously. Now I'll just clean everything up, rake, and get it all tidy, because this is an area where I'm planning on making Hypertufa. But that's what I've decided to do today, and thought I'd put this video up so that I can show you what I've done in my spring garden cleanup while I'm in isolation doing our lockdown. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you'll stick around and watch some more videos. This is my cleaned up hedge area now. I think I need some more shelves for Hypertufa, don't you? I'm definitely going to get those. But thanks a lot, and I will see you on the next video.